Hello, hello, hello. Hello, it is noon, shortly after noon. I apologize for the delay, but we should be live here now. As soon as some of you start logging in, I'll just wait. I'll just wait and wait. Let's see. Just got on here. There should be a few of you joining pretty quick here. Let's see here. Is anybody on here yet? Awesome, awesome. We got one of you here. Is anybody else here? My back end is showing that there's nobody, so hopefully there's more than just the one of you. Leave a comment below, please. Who are you? Where are you tuning in from? Yeah, give me a name. Give me a location. There's about a 10-second delay here. So as you leave comments or questions, I will get to them as soon as I can. I'll find a natural space and everything. Welcome. Somebody else just logged on. We've got Carter's Talk Tone on here. We've got somebody else. As soon as you get on here, please just leave your name and your location. I would love to just kind of get to know each of you and see who's all tuning in here. This video will be posted on the YouTube page. I will send out a live link to everybody who signed up for the updates as soon as we're done here. Marissa and Chris from Memphis, awesome. Welcome. I appreciate you guys tuning in here. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, as soon as we're done here, I'll go ahead and make sure this video stays live on YouTube, not live streaming, but the actual video will stay on this YouTube channel. So you're welcome to come back. I may make it a hidden video. We'll just kind of see how it goes. And then I will also, if you guys would like, send out kind of my slide deck. Yeah, and we'll kind of see how it goes. So we've got 3 of you here. Once you're on, if you wouldn't mind, just drop in your name and your location. I would love to see where everybody's tuning in from. I am looking forward to this. This has kind of been something that's been brewing in some capacity for a few months. As soon as I get everybody's name, we'll get rolling forward. So this has been something that's been kind of brewing on my mind for a while. We've tried different iterations of it, but it's been difficult to find something that's really stuck. Hey, Justin, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you joining us, man. I'm looking forward to chatting more. Joe from Austin, welcome, dude. I'm looking forward to connecting. Are you Joe? For some reason, I just recognized your username now. Did we connect on Twitter like quite a long time ago? I don't remember if that was you or if I'm just imagining that username or something similar. But awesome. Well, I'm going to get rolling again. So the partner program is something that kind of birthed a while ago, in different means, different ways, and it's kind of developed over time. We've tried like a more intentional artists program. We've tried different like church endorsements, and who knows? Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Some of the pieces worked, but what's happened over time is we've had different people reach out from different things with different platforms, and they really appreciate that we're not just a ministry, but we're kind of a full music store who stands for worship. And our heart is to be able to equip and empower worshipers across the states and globally to some extent. So a little bit about us first. So Coming Hour started 4 or 5 years ago as a place where I personally taught a lot of music lessons. And then from there, it turned into adding some teachers. We did clinics and workshops with lots of churches around the area. And then at a certain point, we started to do enough equipment facilitation where it just made sense for us to open a store to be able to do that through, instead of just always ordering through other people. It was quicker. We were able to service ourselves. And then it was able to give us a little bit of revenue to continue to grow from. And then over time, people have seen us and seen, oh, wow, they're a Christian company. I wonder if there's any way to connect. Some people are just looking for free stuff, and if that's you, I'm sorry, this probably is not a good fit for you. But there's been a lot of other people who have simply said, I love what you stand for. I wish there was a way I could promote you to my audience, to my community, to my church, to other worshipers. Some people have platforms. Some people are just individuals. So then eventually I just said, it's hard to do endorsements, and we want to leave space for people to, have official product endorsements as an artist or as a platform, or do whatever you want to do, but find ways that we can uniquely partner with people who are doing awesome things, anything from equipment demos to equipping resources, or you're a performing artist who just wants to be able to help support something. It's pretty wide open. So then that came the partner program. The idea behind it is we want to be able to partner with a wide variety of people in unique ways for each one, in a way that we can bring our resources as a music store and as a music school to be able to support you and what you're doing. And then also find ways that you can support what we are doing as a store, and find some unique ways that we can have a win-win relationship. So moving along in the slides here, just a couple basic slides and then questions as we go. Feel free to leave questions in the comment stream. We'll have a little bit more time at the very end to just focus only on questions and answer anything that you have. But to start, who's it for? There's a handful of things that I've got on here. A lot of these presentations, it's literally a mind map, because this is a beta round. We'll kind of officialize different tiers maybe as we go over the partner program, more specific avenues. Maybe some of these things that I think will work won't work. Maybe there are other things on here that you come up with that will work even better than things on here, or different platforms that aren't on here. A lot of this is very flexible at this point. So who's it for? We'll just start up here, right in the middle. Number one, it's got to be people that have a heart for worship. We'll definitely serve. We'll definitely work with others. But specifically what we're doing in this partner program is we're trying to find other people with a heart for worship who are doing things to encourage and or equip worshipers in some capacity. And that's really who we want to be able to align ourselves with. Down here, number 2, there's no numbers, but it says that you have or you're developing some kind of a platform. There's just the practicality in business is if nobody's following you, there's not a lot for you to give to us. Maybe there is. I don't mean that in a negative way at all. But typically, for there to be a win-win, you have some kind of a platform or a following of people, and so do we, or maybe you're just bringing a certain type of resource that you feel could work really well to us. I'm totally open to that as well, but typically it's somebody who has some type of platform, or you're developing some type of platform. That could be anything from equipment demos. It could simply be that you've been able to amass a large amount of following on social media and you're trying to find ways to leverage that into something. Maybe you're an established performing artist, or you're just getting a lot of traction trying to grow someone. Or maybe you do a lot with instructional resources. You have blogs and resources. Or maybe you do training events around your church, around your area, or any variety of other things. Moving right around the circle. Who's it for? People who want to make an impact. Through this program, we really believe that if we partner with strategic people, that both of us will be able to make more impact than we could have if we both tried to fly solo and stay separate. And that kind of ties into this next thing. In collaboration, we can do more. Not only do you have to have a desire to impact people, and to impact churches, impact worshipers and musicians. But you really have to believe that by collaborating, we can both go further, and that we both have to bring things to the table, and we both take things from the table, and that's how this works out. You have to believe in the vision of Coming Hour. I'm assuming if you're here, that's because you've bought into that vision in some way, shape, or form, whether you're a current customer or a future customer. But you believe in what we stand for, that there really is a place for a music store that has a heart for worship and has a heart for raising up worshipers. I have nothing against people who have a heart for worship who work in other music stores. I think those are fantastic connections to have. I'm not in business to try to tear anybody else down. I am simply saying that that there really is a place for a music store where our sole purpose is to be able to partner with worshipers and raise up worshipers as a music store. That everything we do with our resources, that's our point, to be able to partner with ministries, partner with people, and see the highest amount of impact for the kingdom. Kind of the last two, we're going to skip over here, over to the top left here. Who's it for? That you can provide some exposure for Coming Hour. There's just the practical side of things that you have to be able to bring something to the table. And like I said before, if it's not exposure, what is it? Be thinking about that. For a win-win situation to happen well, both of us have to bring something to the table. So if it's not exposure, then just be prepared to answer the question, what is it? Joe, I appreciate it, man. Amen. I really believe this. This is what I've given my life for, so this is what we're doing. And the last thing at the top, who's it for? Somebody who can also benefit from us. If you've got it made, you've got everything figured out, you don't have a need for us to invest in what you're doing, this may not be a fit for you either. It could be anything from, business guidance. You're just looking for kind of intellectual guidance, and in return, you're giving exposure. Maybe you do different events that it'd be great to be able to put a quote sponsorship type of logo on there, or in conjunction with Coming Hour. I know just the pure fact that looks more official sometimes gives you a lot of leverage with what you're doing, and I fully understand that. So maybe it's giveaways, you're doing clinics. There's really a wide variety of things here, depending on who you are and where you're going. I think potentially some of this business guidance is a big thing. Fun little insight about me, I actually do a bit of marketing consulting on the side for some different companies, some very large, some a bit smaller, everything from social and digital to branding. So I feel like that might be a great thing for some of you. Some of you, it won't help at all if you're not trying to build a business, but even if you're just trying to build an organization, I feel like that could be something really great that we could bring in our discussion. Who is it not for? This was kind of a fun one to lay out. Fun fact, I think every single one of these items in here, somebody at one time or another has actually asked us for this, or that's been their mentality. So I'm thinking that if you're still with me, we'll be able to fly through this one. If you're a needy or a selfish artist, if you are looking for somebody to do what you do, if you just have a great idea but you're not doing anything with it, and you really need us to hold your hand a lot of the way. That's not the type of relationship we're looking for. We're not against carrying some weight in helping you succeed, but if you're not doing something already and all you have is an idea and you're not willing to work at it, this probably is not the best relationship for you. If you're just looking for some quick money, probably not for you. Even though that's very possible, and we'll talk about that later. It's very possible for you to make money on this type of relationship. If that's your first goal, this isn't for you. We're looking for not just business benefits, but some relational things as well. One-sided relationship kind of ties into everything else. You want us to give to you, send you free merch, free equipment, all that stuff. That's not what we're looking for. We want people that we can relate with, that we can collaborate with. That's not just beneficial on a practical side that helps both of us grow, but really a relationship that's enjoyable for us to work with. I always say that if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. So in our relationships, we're looking for people that we can just have fun doing things for the kingdom together. If you're not willing to prove yourself or prove your influence, this probably is not for you. I'm not saying that I don't trust any one of you, but the reality is if you have influence, there is some kind of fruit that should come from that. If you're actually impacting people, if you're actually leading people, if you're actually guiding people, if people actually come to you and follow you, whether you're on stage performing or you have a blog or a YouTube channel or Instagram account, whatever it is, if people are actually following you, there should be some type of fruit, and we just simply need some way to measure that because that helps us know what type of relationship we can have. But if you're unwilling to do that, if you simply want us to take you purely at your word, you really are going to do a lot. This may not be for you. And the same thing with us. We want you to hold us to these same standards. If we say we're going to do something for you in a certain type of relationship, we will follow through for sure. Last thing, free gear. If you want free stuff, this isn't your place. Down the road, if it's successful and all things are going well, there's some kind of kickback in place. But if that's what you're here for is free gear, this is not for you. Moving right along. This is the fun part. I get to brag a little bit about us and what we think we could bring to the table. Let's see. So where do we start? Let's start right up here. One of the things that I think will be great about this is there's nothing binding about this. I'm not going to make you sign a contract. I'm not going to tie you up in some hidden loops and hold you there. And the other nice thing is we aren't a specific product. We're not a manufacturer at this point, and I don't know if there's plans in the future at any point to do that, but we're not trying to hold you guys from making any other endorsements. As far as I'm concerned, this type of program could coexist with any other type of brand specific endorsement that you could find out there. That being said, if you're trying to do this and potentially another music store has a similar type of program, I don't know how well that would work together, but in terms of any product type stuff, any service type things, I'm pretty sure this could coexist with a wide variety of things. And then let's go down here. I mentioned this earlier, but if you're trying to grow your platform, if you're kind of more in the businessy side of things over the ministry side of things, we're more than willing to help with your brand, growth plans, business development type of advice. Or even if you're just trying to figure out, social media strategy, that type of things. That's a little bit, what I personally would bring to the table, but you're more than willing to tap into that. You absolutely don't have to, but that would definitely be something I feel we could bring. What we can do for you is we would love to do collaborations that are specific to your platform. Whether it means we are going to write articles for your blog, or maybe we do a webinar together that's only on your platform. We help you to produce great content. We help you put together and sponsor an event of some form. maybe at your church, maybe you're doing some clinics, finding some way to be able to do that. That kind of ties into the next thing: sponsor events, giveaways, clinics. We want to take time to actually understand your audience. Thanks, Chris and Marissa. Sounds good so far. I appreciate that very much. So we want to take time to understand your audience and find unique ways that we can complement and support what you're doing. Even down the road when this becomes a little bit more established, we have some systems in place. I never want to be able to lose this touch where what we are providing is actually a benefit to you. It's not just cookie cutter free something or cookie cutter certain artwork that's kind of stock across the board, but we want to be able to provide unique things that actually are going to benefit you, that actually fill a void in your organization, your platform, your ministry. Help with equipment or content for your platform. If you're doing reviews or you're doing a clinic and you need something for a weekend, that's potentially something we could work out. Send you a pedal, send you something that you can use for a video, that you can use for an event, and then you send it back. That's very a trusting type of thing. We don't just send out free stuff. You'd have to go straight to the brands for that. But if it's purely a facilitation type of thing, that's definitely something we can talk about. And this is kind of a touchy one for some people. But if you're trying to grow a platform that you can survive on or some type of kickback, this is one that we will have in place pretty soon here. A referral link where if you have a place to be able to post a certain link or you have a website that you could create a short link from, think of yourself as kind of an external salesperson, quote, where if you're referring people to buy stuff from our store through a certain link, we are willing to give you a kickback. If it's early on and in small amounts, we're probably looking at you're going to get some nice merch and some fun stuff. Maybe as it grows, we'll get some store credit. And then if it goes really far, you could even get some payouts down the road. But that's to the point where things are really going. You're really growing. We've even had discussions where if it was a church type of situation, maybe this was like a fundraiser type of deal. And, we're more than willing for you to be open and honest with your community and say, hey, everybody, if you're willing to go buy your whatever here, they're willing to give us a small percentage back to help us do stuff better. So, if your worship team or your band or whatever it is, they all bought bulk strings together, well, you might get a small percentage back. If that's something that interests you, if you're trying to monetize and trying to turn your platform into something professional, and there's some digital way that you can refer people, that's definitely something that we will have in place really soon, and I'd love to be able to work that out with you. Moving down, here's the last section, and then it's wide open for questions, comments, concerns, and then it's just a matter of getting the ball rolling. So here are some things that you can do for us. And like I said, both this and the last slide can be highly customized. This is just a mind map for you to get some ideas on. What are things you can do for us? Help us build a relationship with your audience. That goes into collaborating for content for your platform, but even tying back into that referral link, you will find that more people will use the referral link if you help them trust us. So helping us build a relationship with your audience. Moving on, product expansion. What are things that we don't have that you think we should? Even if it's things that you specifically use or your community uses, that's one way that we can serve your audience better. There's not like a guaranteed time frame on that, but if you're in this partnership program, you will definitely have a lot of weight into where we're going next. So you actually have a little bit of insight into the business direction of things. It'd be a big benefit if you clearly marked somewhere on your website that you're coming out with a partner. It all ties together. We'll probably have a partner page as well, people that we're partnered with that are doing things, just kind of helping us get some awareness, work with us to find unique things that you can bring to the partnership team. I'm not looking for you offer something and we take it or not, but if you're committed and you understand that there's some kind of benefit to be had in a partnership, we would love to work closely with you and figure out what it really is that you're bringing. Maybe it's something you know is a strength, and maybe it's something that you don't know is a strength, or it just happens to be a gap that we see in our business that you don't see from the outside. So working with us to find unique things that you could bring to us, as well as us bringing unique things to do. Posting and sharing on social. I don't want this one to turn legalistic. There are a lot of endorsements that require X number of posts in X number of ways. And this would be on the other side as well. If you're excited about this partnership and you really do believe in what we stand for, if you're wearing a shirt, maybe you're just doing that type of thing, or every once in a while we do a collaboration, but hopefully there's enough of a relationship that we have where it would be a very natural thing for you to include us in some of your social media or in some of your promotions. I don't like it to sound inorganic, just a pure, hey guys, I just wanted to post this hat. I'm not really looking for that. Just what would it look like to be posting about a friend in a relationship? Just making sure that you're doing that regularly, and as well as you have special promotions or special things, we would gladly share that across our platforms as well. Together we can go further. This would be one as well. Maybe you're in the content creation field, or maybe you don't think you are, but we would really benefit from having you shoot a selfie video about something, or you're trying a product out, or you're trying a service out for us, and you're giving us a video testimonial, or maybe we ask you to shoot a specific demo or a clinic or a instructional video that that is specific to our platform. Maybe, and we would absolutely refer back to you, but it'd be really cool, as much to say it's, your webinar with Coming Hour guests as it is Coming Hour demo video brought to you by whoever it is. We'd love to be able to do that, or webinars on our platforms. That kind of ties all back to the beginning of, what type of things could you bring to this relationship as well, and then refer followers to shop with us. The reality is that money fuels things. We are a business. We don't take donations. The way I see business is, if we are doing a good job, if we do a good job taking care of our customers, then it'll show, because we'll stay alive and we'll keep getting business. So referring followers to shop with us, it helps everything just kind of fuel and go further. And in complete honesty, there's a lot of we do. A lot of our resources we do turn around and we use for helping create resources for nonprofits. We already do sponsor different events on the local capacity, and we're starting to branch out and do more with that. But just the reality of things. So that brings us to just about the end here. Those are kind of the main four things I just wanted to talk through. Do you have any questions or comments? We can get as granular as you want. I want you to walk away with a pretty good understanding of what this could look like for you and what this could look like for us. We're definitely looking for a small handful of people to get in early before there's a lot of official systems in place, to be able to work with us and try some things out and see what benefits can be had on both sides of the coin for this type of relationship. So what questions do you have? I appreciate each one of you tuning in so far. That genuinely means a lot to me. I absolutely love partnering. I love coming together. I think we can both do a lot more. So, what kind of questions do you have? Um, Joe, so this can work for if you are a church. If so, what promotions in a church setting? What would promotions of my company look like at a church setting? That's a good question. And to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure. I saw a handful of people that signed up for the info requests that were actually like worship leaders. And to be honest, I hadn't entirely thought through that before. But some of those ideas I had come up with are, what was I going to say? That the referral link. If your team buys through us, you could almost see it as a fundraiser type of thing. We'd love to be able to do events with you. I'm not looking for you to hang up a banner in your sanctuary or anything weird like that. But it would be a lot more of a relational type of thing. And if there's a natural spot to post online, cool. But I think if it was in a church setting, it would be a lot more of a trusting relationship where a lot of the things we're talking about would be offline more than they would be online, and there would just be a working relationship to see what we're doing. But we could do workshops for you. We have teachers. We can definitely be a direct in for your church. Just if you have questions, if you have anything like that, you're in need, you're trying to work on a budget, you have a team member that would benefit from a couple lessons here and there, or we work with a lot of worship leaders as well. So if it's that type of thing, I guess my question back to you, Joe, would be, what type of things could you see us doing for you guys? I think things that we could do for you where it would just be natural to say, hey, Coming Hour is working with us to provide this training, or Coming Hour is helping us do this thing. That type of that type of thing is probably more down the lines of what I'm thinking, Joe, where it's more event driven, it's more offline type of stuff, but it's us providing value to you and your community. Hopefully that answers that a little bit. Moving down to Carter's Talk Tone. That was Chris and Marissa. So providing demos. Are you trying to have demos on product pages like some other online stores are doing? I'm not entirely clear on that. I think what you're asking is, are we trying to have demos on, the product pages like on our online store? Yeah, we're definitely working towards that, and we do some of our own demos here and there. But if somebody like you has resources to do just phenomenal demos, and it's something we could put the Coming Hour stamp on, and it's something that's maybe a little bit different than what you do on your platform. I know I've been watching you do some different, more and more demo stuff. Maybe, yeah, I think that would definitely be something viable. Some of the big things that we like as well is kind of short snippet videos where they're not necessarily full length demos, but short little 30 to 60 second videos of product demos that we can use across social, CME or Pro Guitar Shop. Yeah, absolutely. Product specific things that we could use on our sales page for those products. That's definitely a thing we can put your stamp on there if it's done in a way that we're both on board with. I think that's definitely an option. And like I said a second ago, I think some little social demos are really fantastic as well. Would even be a great strategy for you. Check out our page. We've been doing some of them, but getting the camera moving, and it's just a short little 30 to 60 second demos of different settings really work well on social media. So that type of thing as well. Or maybe it's cool, like combination type of demo videos. yeah, I'm pretty open, but if demo videos is really your thing, I'd love to find some unique way that you could do that for us, and we could find something for you. Joe, I'm glad that clears it up. I think I think we could find something that worked really well together with that. So, um, Justin, fantastic job with the webinar. Hey man, I really do appreciate that. I'll make sure you get in the follow ups. It's like I said before. I just think there's so much space. There's so many worshipers that need to be equipped and trained and raised up, and even just connected with, where it's near impossible for us to connect with everybody. So we'd rather be able to partner with people who are connecting with everybody, and that way we can all impact more. Cool. I can hang out here. Does anybody else have any other questions? I don't have any more slides. You guys can kind of see my broadcast screen. It's just the closing slide there, partner program. I have plenty of time to hang out. I appreciate you guys sticking around for almost 40 minutes already. That's impressive. I usually am not able to hang out on webinars that long. I usually fall off or fall asleep or something. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this long already. I will hang out as long as you want. If you guys have any specific questions, Joe, you funny guy. Why are we so awesome? That's a good question. Let me try to answer that one. It's just because that's how he is. I just find that when you believe in something about raising up worshipers, and you recognize both the heart and the passion side of things, as well as the excellence side of things, your level of impact is just astronomical. So many people swing so far to the heart passion side, or swing so far to the excellent side, where they miss the marriage of the two. Yeah, so my heart, one of my biggest hearts, is to be able to combine the marriage of the two together. It started back, I let's see, cool. Let me get back to some of these. I could keep preaching. I could preach for a long time. I went to music school as a teacher certificate. That means I can talk and tell bad jokes all day. And I went to preacher school, so I'm finishing up my MDiv this year, so I could preach for hours. But anyway, Carter's Talk Tone, that was Chris and Marissa. Yeah, Marissa. Short demo video, addition to full length. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Beneficial for both of us. I fully agree. If you've got people on board, that'd be amazing. Justin, I do want to ask, for someone such as me who doesn't have a massive following, what are some things a smaller guy like me can contribute? That's a good question. So even if it's awesome, yeah, absolutely. Referring people, if you believe in what we stand for, I would hope a referral would be a natural thing, whether you're in this partner program or not. But other things, I guess I would need to get to know you a little bit, Mike. To start, it probably would not be a lot of us doing things on your platform, but I would say it's probably the other way around, where you would be bringing stuff to our platform. In the age of the internet, content is king. There's always a need for more content. We don't have a super active blog at this point. We do some, and we post different fun things on there, some different marketing type of things. But most of those are used for like paid media and traffic generation, that type of stuff. But if you're a great video teacher, if you're, maybe it's something we do a webinar, this type of thing, as a class type of thing. If you have an in-person following, and you are just starting to get some ideas of things you could do for clinics, we'd love to be able to chat. And if you can do a clinic that gets 10 to 15 people, or 10 to 15 people in your church or around your area, or maybe it's some younger people, whatever it happens to be, we'd be more than willing to figure out what that looks like. I think you recognize the practicalities. Obviously the size of somebody's following, dictates a little bit how many of our resources we can just naturally put in. But that's not to say it's nothing. So if you have something on your mind that's like some type of event that we could stream in, run some type of workshop, maybe depending on your following, it would make sense to do like basics of guitar 101 for our youth at your church. We've done a lot of those type of workshops. Maybe it's, basics of building a pedal board. Maybe it's worship leader type stuff. Maybe it's purely just us doing a workshop for you that helps us get in front of your audience on a natural level, in your community even. I think that's something you contribute. I appreciate that, Justin, not wanting to end up one-sided. But, I think if what you could bring is being able to gather 10 to 15 people on a local level, I think there's a lot of things that we could do, even if it's simply help you organize stuff, send a banner your way or something, and help you organize a really great event that has 10 to 15 people or less. But I think anything in that type of realm would be absolutely phenomenal. And I'd be more than willing to do occasional events with you, and as your online following grows or whatever it happens to be. Hopefully that gets some ideas going there. So any other questions? The Coming Hour Partner Program. I tried to think of a better name, but this is what I ended up with. I figured if you got to explain it, it's probably not a phenomenal name. So, Coming Hour Partner Program. By partnering together, we can both do more. We can both go further. Super. Well, let me know. I know there's about a 10 to 15 second delay. Awesome. Joe, do we send you an email about ourselves after this? Great question. How do we do follow-up? I will send an email shortly after this, within the next hour, that has kind of my slides on it for you to see. And I will send you the link to this YouTube video. I'll probably hide it so you'll only be able to get it through that email. I just don't know if this needs to be something that's out there. And then if you just want to reply to that and give me a little bit more insight into some of the things you're thinking, and then I think it's just a matter of getting rolling. The big thing for me is people that are committed to the idea more than anything, and then grind it out and see how it actually works out. Open and honest. In the business world, it's totally okay to grind heads against each other. And I think we both come out better. So Joe, just go ahead and reply to that and give me some ideas of what you're thinking, a little bit more about you and your community. Let's see, Chris and Marissa, you guys both play guitar? Just wondering, or is one of you more the maintenance and the other's more the admin, or one of those gear, the other's admin? Info about worship leaders. Absolutely, just reply to that email that I send out. If they've tried to do some events and it just hasn't worked out well, I'm definitely more than happy to share with you some of the ideas of things that have worked out, some of our resources that have proven to be real beneficial. Podcast, no comment. It may be very soon that there may or may not be something coming out already in the works on that. You think I'd be a good interviewer? Just Chris for now. Cool. We'll get you in there. Maybe Mercer's the drummer or something. But yeah, I'm hoping to start some interviews in this next week. It'll be the Coming Hour podcast. Oh, cool. Good work, Marissa. Our podcast is going to be interviews. Boy, I don't have this on the top of my head yet, but it'll be interviews with leaders, creators, and influencers across the worship and music industries. The idea is providing kind of inspirational and motivational content on how being a creative can really make an impact in your sphere. Everybody from pedal builders to people who lead larger ministries, online, local. It could be worship leaders. It could just be musicians and bands. It could be producers. But finding those people who really have that heart for worship across the music and worship industries, and seeing what we can learn from them to grow ourselves and to inspire everybody who's listening to create and to be an impact to where they're around. Justin, be in contact for some ideas. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. Dude, any circle is better than no circle. So we all started somewhere. And if you're committed and you continue to show a commitment, that's really what I'm looking for, more than size. Obviously, specifically if you're smaller, I'm looking for how much you're actually doing to grow things. But if yeah, man, I'm all about it. I'm all about walking through that with you. Joe, awesome dude. Cool. I think the answer is just about everybody's questions again. Any other thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, anything that you did not like in the presentation that we should just cut out right from the beginning? Anything that was just odd and out of there, didn't seem to fit at all. Sometimes talking about the money side of things gets some people a little funny, but the reality is cash is oxygen in many ways in this world. Whether it's a supernatural provision from the Lord or whether it's you're working to get it, you can't do stuff without money, and that goes on both sides of the coin. So it's a very real discussion that we would love to have with anybody, depending on what your goals are. So any other questions? My timer says 48. I'll give one more minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Again, my name is Matt Timms. You're welcome to find me on social. My social is all over the place. I post pictures and videos of deer in my backyard, and I post pictures of random junk that I'm doing, but you may or may not find music stuff in there. It just depends on what I'm thinking about. Thanks, dude. I'm glad the point was loud and clear. But yeah, you're welcome to connect with me on social. Whatever, but for sure, make sure you connect with us across social media: Snapchat, Coming Hour, Twitter, Coming Hour. Snapchat is Coming.Hour, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hopefully we'll jump on Musical.ly here just because it's fun. Why not? But for sure, you can always email me directly. Matt, M-A-T-T, @cominghour.com is my email. I do my best to keep up with those, but I get quite a few, so it might be a little delay, but I'll do my best to get you on the top of the list. So if nobody else has any questions, I'd love to hear from any and all of you responding to the email I'll send out with kind of the summary, the slide deck, and the link to the hidden YouTube video. And if there's any ideas, I would love to get in touch with any of you and even have a Skype conversation more one-on-one kind of hashing out what this could look like as we move forward. Other than that, I appreciate each one of you for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing back from you later. All right, this is Matt Timms, and I am signing out. Bye-bye.